Today, Greenleaf Technologies is pleased to announce that we have 6 nozzles approved for Monsanto's XtendiMax with VaporGrip Technology. They're the TDXL D version, which are these 4 nozzles, and then the TADF D versions. D stands for dicamba or drift control, and they're a slightly different version of the standard TDXL and TADF that we've sold over the last 20 years. In the TDXL D version, we have 4 sizes, a 3, a 4, a 5, and a 6. And in the dual fan, we've got 2 sizes, a 3 and a 6. To compare these to the standard nozzles that you might be more familiar with, let's just pick out one size, the size 3. So the 03D looks like this. It's blue because it's an 03, and it's white because the tip cap is actually a size 8. So this has nothing to do with the flow rate, but it does control the spray pattern and the droplet size to some extent. If you're familiar with our original TDXL, the tip cap on the end of the original TDXL is gray, which is a 6. So it's exactly double the size of the flow rate. So these are both 3s, but one has a 6 pattern tip and one has an 8 pattern tip. And that creates more internal pressure drop, gives us the bigger droplet, helps us get to that ultra coarse droplet size category that's needed for the dicamba type formulations. Another thing that's slightly different about the TDXL-D version is we include a diffuser orifice instead of the standard gasket that you see in the TDXL. And that diffuser allows the nozzle to start pulling air in and create a better pattern at a lower starting pressure. So we definitely recommend the diffuser in the TDXL-D version, and if you order a TDXL 11003D, you're going to get that whole assembly that you see there. If you already have the TDXL in the standard version, you can just buy the tip cap and the diffuser in the appropriate size to convert that TDXL to the TDXL-D version. With the dual fan D versions, they're comparable to what you've seen in the past. So here's the 03 dual fan, and here's the 03 dual fan D. Here's the 06D and the 06 original dual fan. You can see the only thing that changes is the pattern tips. And again, we use a size combination that's a little bit bigger than 2 to 1. So the original one was 2 to 1. An 03 dual fan has a 2 and a 4, which adds up to 6. So when we go to the D version, it's a 3 and a 5, which adds up to 8, like you saw with the single fan. Again, that creates more internal pressure drop, makes a bigger droplet, helps us get to the ultra coarse category when we're spraying with these nozzles. Incidentally, Greenleaf has the only dual fan or twin style nozzles that are approved for XtendiMax from dicamba, from Monsanto. But again, it's a modular design, so if you're starting off with the TADF, you can convert it to a TDXL-D for dicamba, or you could even convert it to a TADF-D by just changing out these 2 pattern tips. So instead of those the 2 pattern tips that come with it, the yellow and the red, you would put the 11003 and the 8005 in this TDXL by simply popping out the slot, removing the tip, and as with the TADF, we put the smaller tip in the forward position, and we put the larger tip in the rear position. So now instead of a 2 and a 4, we'll end up with a 3 and a 5, and again you've got a nozzle that's approved for Monsanto's XtendiMax. And you can always switch back if you're going back to something like the Liberty or a fungicide that needs better coverage. You switch it back to the standard version for those applications. It's really important with these nozzles, and when you're using Monsanto's XtendiMax herbicide, read the label, follow the instructions of the label, because they're different from some of the other labels that have been out there in the past. Additionally, there's a website called XtendiMaxApplicationRequirements.com that is an extension of the label, and that's where you find the list of the nozzles that are approved and the operating pressures that you have to operate each nozzle. It's required that you go and look at that website to see if there have been any changes. In addition to the 6 nozzles that we have approved for Monsanto's XtendiMax herbicide, we also have 7 nozzles approved for Dow's Enlist Duo herbicide. And there's some overlap between the 2 application recommendations. So we have these 3 nozzles, which are part of the XtendiMax approvals, are also approved for Dow's Enlist Duo. So the 03 TDXL-D, the 04, and the 06, all in the TDXL-D version, are approved for Enlist Duo. Unfortunately, no dual fans are approved yet for Enlist Duo, but again, you can switch back and forth and use a dual fan version for one application and go back to the single fan D version for other applications. And of course you'll want to switch back from these D versions to the standard versions if you're spraying things that are more coverage critical, like Liberty, like fungicides, other contact herbicides, places where you can't get away with the ultra coarse nozzle size. The pressure range is wider with Enlist Duo than it is with XtendiMax, and so I'd encourage you to look at our website or look at the manufacturers' websites to know what each pressure range is for each nozzle. But we'll have that posted on our website with charts similar to this that show you exactly where you can operate the nozzles in terms of pressure, speeds, etc.